This video provides a comprehensive framework for marine casualty investigation, guiding you from identifying the root cause of an incident to implementing effective corrective actions. Welcome to Olivet Stanley Alpha Delphi. In this section, we examine the scale of the problem. We'll explore why human error remains the dominant factor in marine casualties, and how the evolution of the shipping industry has increased these risks. U.S. Coast Guard studies highlight the weight of human error, identifying it as a root cause in 75% to 96% of maritime mishaps. Even as technology advances, the human link remains our most critical vulnerability. Modern shipping faces a paradox. While vessels grow larger and more complex, crew sizes are often reduced. This creates a widening risk gap, where single human errors can no longer be caught by redundant personnel. Behind every marine casualty is an anatomy of failure. While physical damage is the final result, the root causes usually stem from human factors like poor communication, inadequate training, or flawed judgment. These failures are interconnected, whether it's missing maintenance, bypass procedures, or poor competence. If one of these critical operational links breaks, the entire system is at risk. Total losses in the maritime sector are primarily driven by specific categories. Groundings and fires together account for more than half of all reported marine casualties. When we analyze these total losses, the hazards range from collisions to structural failure. However, strandings, groundings, and engine room fires stand out as the most frequent causes. Remember, disasters rarely happen in isolation. They are the final stage in a chain of events. By identifying and breaking this chain early, starting with small deviations or bad habits, we can prevent major casualties. Next, we will look at classification and the investigator's mandate. It is crucial to understand what an investigation is intended to achieve and how to correctly classify the events that occur. The goal of an investigation is to prevent future systemic failures, not to assign blame. Investigations should focus on uncovering factual sequences and implementing lessons to improve safety across the fleet. To effectively analyze incidents, we use a diagnostic matrix. This helps categorize occurrences from simple events and near misses to serious marine incidents and accidents, based on their severity and potential risk. This severity spectrum provides a clear progression. Recognizing a Level 1 event is just as important as managing a Level 4 accident, because minor events often precede larger failures. A near miss is a free lesson. If a slight change in timing or location could have resulted in damage or loss of life, it must be investigated to ensure those conditions don't lead to a future accident. Finally, we focus on evidence collection and preservation. As the first responder, you play a vital role in securing factual evidence before it decays, ensuring a thorough and accurate investigation. As a mariner, you are the critical first responder. When an incident occurs, you're the one responsible for capturing factual evidence for the company, insurers, authorities, and cargo interests. Securing the scene is essential. The golden rule is that factual data gathering validates all conclusions. This process takes time, but it must be done thoroughly, as this evidence will be scrutinized in legal proceedings. We classify evidence into 5 vectors: people, physical, position, electronic, and paper. Each of these resources provides a different piece of the puzzle during your investigation. The fragility funnel highlights the urgency of collection. People's memories are the most fragile, while paper records are the most stable. Always prioritize gathering data based on its fragility. Evidence decays over time. The longer you wait, the more likely data is to be lost or distorted. Immediate action to secure people and position data is vital to maintaining data integrity. Effective evidence management requires diligence. By maintaining a systematic approach, you protect the chain of custody and ensure that the investigation remains grounded in reality, not speculation. Next, we move to analytical tools and methodology. We will focus on 2 core techniques for identifying the root cause of an incident: the logic tree and the 5 whys method. The logic tree is a powerful tool for breaking down complex incidents. It helps visualize how multiple, smaller failures can cascade into a significant casualty, allowing you to see the big picture. The 5 whys technique, on the other hand, is about drilling down. By repeatedly asking, quote, why a failure occurred, you move past symptoms to identify the fundamental systemic root causes. When deciding between these methods, consider the complexity of the event. While the 5 whys work well for simpler issues, the logic tree provides the structure needed for complex, multi-factor incidents. These tools turn raw data into actionable intelligence. By applying these methodologies consistently, you ensure that your investigations are rigorous, repeatable, and focused on genuine improvement. Let's look at how this applies in the real world. We will walk through 2 case studies: a pressurization failure and a general alarm failure, applying our tools to map them to their roots. In the case of a depressurization failure, we trace the steps. What started as a mechanical anomaly can be mapped through the logic tree to identify underlying maintenance or procedural gaps. Similarly, for a general alarm failure, we use the 5 whys to move from the immediate non-functionality of the system to the deeper reasons, such as training or technical oversight. Finally, we will discuss the 4-phase incident report. This process translates your investigation into lasting institutional memory, covering facts, sequences, analysis, and concrete recommendations for the future. The first phase of the report is the executive summary. This should provide a high-level overview, capturing the who, what, when, and where of the incident, allowing stakeholders to grasp the event's impact quickly. Phase 2 documents the sequence of events. Here, you must present a factual, chronological timeline. This serves as the foundation for your later analysis, ensuring that all findings are anchored in objective reality. In the third phase, you perform the analysis. Using the tools we discussed, you connect the dots between the timeline and the underlying systemic issues, identifying exactly why the failure occurred. Phase 4 focuses on recommendations and corrective actions. This is where your investigation translates into change, providing clear, actionable steps to mitigate risk and prevent future occurrences. A well-written report is more than paperwork. It is a critical safety instrument. By documenting these 4 phases clearly, you create a permanent record that drives continuous improvement across your fleet. Ultimately, the effectiveness of your report lies in the quality of the recommendations. They must be practical, specific, and designed to address the root causes identified during your analysis. As we conclude, remember that an investigation is the start of a journey. You have now learned how to gather evidence, use diagnostic tools, and structure your findings into professional reports. Building a safety culture is an ongoing process. Your report is not the endpoint. It is the fuel for a continuous, fleet-wide feedback loop that empowers your crew to operate safer and smarter every day. By maintaining an active feedback loop, you ensure that lessons learned are lessons lived. This commitment to transparency and constant refinement is the hallmark of a truly safety-conscious maritime organization. Thank you for dedicating your time to this training. Your diligence in investigation and commitment to safety are what keep our vessels secure and our crews protected. Stay safe at sea. This concludes our video on marine casualty investigation. Remember to review the provided materials and apply these methodologies to your next safety assessment to ensure operational excellence. Thank you for your time. If you like it, please share, like, and subscribe. Olavad Stanley, Alfie Delphi.